Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming back, and as always, huge massive thank you for the support. So today I'm coming back with the newest Matte-tastic kit from Hunkydory, which is Garden Treasures. I did get the bundle, which includes the kit, the inserts, there's a tag pad, and I think there's like an ephemera pack, but I can't remember what that's called. But it's all under the Garden Treasures umbrella, if you like, and so that came as the bundle. So today I'm going to be playing with this Plant a Little Happiness, which has these huge oval sort of toppers, these two circular ones with the mouse and the little duck. We've got a couple of tags, and then we've got a birthday wishes, hello sunshine, and lovingly handmade. And the plain, if you can call it plain, cardstock is that printed cardstock there, beautiful. And then the foiled has that beautiful fence with the little rabbit running. There's a little sparrow there as well. The more you look at it, the more you see. It's beautiful, this one. I did get, as like I say, as part of the bundle, you get an insert and paper pack. This one I think is the insert that coordinates with this one. I'm thinking the flowers. I did look online and try to work it out. There's 3 of those, and then there's double-sided papers as well, which I think this one coordinates with this set, although they do coordinate throughout the whole set. And then I bought in a couple of elements from that ephemera which I might use, and I bought in over the 2 cards there. I bought in Pretty Petals because I really like these butterflies and the bumblebee. I think I might bring those in, and I also bought in Pottering About because I love these 2 birds here, and I might bring those in as well. I might not, I might change my mind, you know what it's like. But that is the plan at the moment. So let's pop that away and let's get started. So I'm going to start with a piece of 6 by 12 cardstock. I'm going to do a little pop-up centre one. So this that oval is going to go across the whole of my card, so it's going to be a real statement card, this one. So I'm going to put my cardstock in up to the 12-inch mark, and the 2-inch mark, sorry, and then I'm going to cut from 1 to 6.5, and then I'm just going to turn that around, do the same again up to that 2-inch mark. And I'm going to cut from 6.5 back down to 1. Now, while I've got it in my trimmer, just to make it easier for me when I am trying to put these score lines in, I'm going to pop this up to the 1-inch mark. Then it's nice and flush. And I'm just going to emboss that line along there. And then we want to go to the 1.5 mark. Do the same just across the center section. It's just harder to find the center section on my board, and then if I put these marks in, it just makes it super easy for me. And then 6.5 there. So the 6-inch score goes right the way across, so that is nice and easy. So let's pop that away for a second and bring our scoreboard in. So this is the adorable scoreboard mini. So again, I'm just going to go over that 1-inch nice and deep so it scores nicely, and that 1.5, and it does just go right into the channel where I want it to go. Then 6, like I say, the halfway point of my card, we're going straight across, and then that 6.5, and that is going to be my card scored. So what we can do is just bring in our little burnishing tool, and we can just ease those creases in, just get them nice and burnished, and then they're going to move nice and crisply for us. And we're going to end up with a card that always to me looks a bit like a nose on a face, because that pops forward. Okay, so that's the base of our card there. Now I can see there is just a little lip here just because of the way that's scored, and it is straight, it's just the way it's scored in half there. What I can do afterwards is just take a tiny bit off the back if I'm not happy with it. Usually I just leave it, but I just mention it just in case you're not happy with it, or you want to know what to do about that little bit. It does make the card easier to open if you leave it, to be honest, but it's up to you on what you want to do with that. Okay, so I'm going to take a gold 6x6 mirror mat. I'm going to start by taking 2 notches off, and then I'm going to rotate that around, and I'm going to go 2 notches under the 2 for that one there. Yeah, you can see that nicely. And then again for the other side. And then I'm going to bring that to 2 notches under the 2 once again. And I'm going to cut this. I needed to keep that at 2, but I'll find a little piece. So this piece here is 4.5, so I'm just going to take that to 2 notches under 4.5. Okay, and then I'm just going to grab a little piece of gold that I've got here. I'm just going to cut that at 2. And then 2 notches under the 1. So the reason why I do this piece here at 2 is because if I do it at 2 notches under the 2, there's a really big gap between these pieces. But if I do that at the slightly larger 2, it is a more even space. So I should have done that before I cut that middle piece down. Usually I do remember, but today for some reason it's a big fat nope. Okay, so I'm going to start by cutting this down to 5 3/4, and then I'm going to take that to 5 3/4 that way. So we've got a decent sized piece there. Now I'm going to do 1 3/4 on this side here, and I'm going to do 1 3/4 see on that one, because I think, yeah, so it has one going the right way and one going the wrong way on each of them, so that's fine. So I'm going to pop that one on there, and then this piece here, I'm going to cut that down to 2 notches under the 2 first of all, and I'm going to take that to 1 3/4 of an inch, sorry. And that is going to go onto this piece here, like so, and then I can take another 2 notches off, so take that to 1 3/4, and then I can cut that to 4 1/4, and that will go onto our centerpiece here. And what I might do is swap those 2 around. Let me just thinking about it. If I put that one that way and that one that way, yeah, I think I'm going to do it that way. And that way, the B is the right way up, because we've still got a butterfly upside down here, but that one's up the right way. The flowers are going to be fine because I think they are designed to go either way. So that way they would be upside down anyway if you used it that way, so that's fine. We will keep those as they are. So let's get this stuck down. So the glues I'm going to be using today, I've got Clout All Purpose glue in this one. which is an alcohol based glue, and then I've also got Collal Tacky Glue, which is a water based glue, or in this white one here. Just that nozzle's a bit gummy. Okay, so what I tend to do is open the card out, just start assembling, and we can pop some glue on. Now normally with the tacky glue, with papers you can't really use that tacky glue because it has got a water content to it and it does soak in. I mean, this is cardstock, so it's fine anyway, but just thinking about the insert and things, as long as you go very lightly with this glue, I have had success in sticking the papers, the Matastic papers, down without them sort of rocking up. Let me just see, the one I go, no, that looks weird, we will go that way. And put that down. So just going to carry on matting and layering these. So there should be over the weekend, probably going to be Sunday, a little sneak peek video for an upcoming Hunkydory kit, which I think you're going to love. It was so much fun to work with. I really did enjoy it. Now, I will just warn you beforehand, it is different to most of the videos that I've done before, in that I am not going to be making a card in it. What I do is just talk you through the actual kit as I have it, which is obviously unfinished, because we have it so that, you know, straight away, so that we can work it basically. So, you know, bear in mind when you get it, it is going to look, it's going to be all fantastically packaged and everything. Like the books and things, they don't come as a book, they come individually. So when you get them, you know, if you happen to want to buy them, which I think you will love them, you do get them as a really nice finished product. So what I did with this video and with the next one actually is just talk you through what I've got, let you have a little sneaky peek at it, fall in love with it before it gets available, and then I'll show you the cards I've made. So you can look out for them on Hobby Maker, because I know you guys, you've been fantastic at telling me when you spotted them, which makes me super happy, I have to say. I really do. I mean, I get a buzz out of seeing them on the TV anyway, but it's really nice when you guys say you've seen them too. So this little piece, I did use some of the dotty tape pen, and I'm going to use just the tacky glue on that piece there. So you can see we've got that nice card there come together. Okay, so let's choose a topper. Kind of thinking maybe a little hedge pig or hedgehog. So that's going to go across there, and I think what we will do is go with birthday wishes. Got a nice little space there. We'll bring that in, and then maybe we will bring in some of those little other pieces. So I am going to be leaving out this middle section. So let's just pop that across. And we'll pop this one out as well. Oh, come on. I'm going to have to grab some scissors because we've got some little pips, so let's get rid of those. Yeah, so it's going to be slightly different format. Just at the time that I had, I didn't have as much time to work on them, just because you know, certain things going on. Nothing major, just odd things that turn up as they do. And obviously Georgia wasn't very well either around that time. But you'll have to let me know what you think, whether you prefer, whether you like that style of video, whether you don't like that style of video. But let me know what you guys think. Okay, so I think what I'll do is come in with 1mm foam pads. And I don't think I'm going to get much more than one on there. Get another one on, or half of one at least. Let's move you out of the way and nip this hedgehog. I'm going to pop that one on there. So all I'm doing at this point is just trying to make sure they're not going to be seen or stick to what's behind when the card is closed, because that's worst case scenario. That's a worse scenario than that's not even a word. That's a worse scenario than having the foam pads being visible. Is having them stick to the back of your card and the card not open properly when the person gets it. But just pop some tacky glue on just to give me that little bit of wiggle room time, and there's no right or wrong with this one. I've got the same design on both. Just going to pop that into there. Just going to check we haven't got anything on over. Oops. And we haven't, so that's perfect. And then if I pop this piece into there just as our guide. Actually, just let me hold that up. Just, I don't know if it's just going to let me move it a little bit. Seems a little bit it does need to come off, it's not quite straight. This is when it gets a bit sticky. There we go. Let's pop another little bit of glue on. So if you do take it off, sometimes it's worth just reapplying that glue. And then you try again, let's put that card straight. Right, that's better. Yeah, I think that's better. Just checking the backs again, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so I could just see it was just like on the wonk a bit, which is fine if you want it on the wonk. But if you're not trying to get it on the wonk, it can be a bit of a pain. So this topper is going to go all over this space here, so I can go ahead with these 2mm pads and pop these on. And I can take those backs off. So I am going to be working through this kit. I'm planning at least 4 videos. I'm hoping for 6. But I know that, or I think that, should I say, the Hunkydory magazine must be due again pretty soon, because we had one at the beginning of the year, and there's 6 a year, so they're every other month. There we go, we can pop that in. And then we can save that for another day. Maybe the tag pad, maybe something else. And then this one here that we're going to come over here. Let's tidy up there. And I think go with some 2mm. Let's go with, have that quite nice and proud. more. Grab those. There we go, so that's there. And then we want some nice brown or yellow gems. So let's have a little look. We could go with green. I've got a nice green. I don't think I've got any brown, so I've got those which we could try. Let's have a little look and see what they look like. So these are kind of like a peachy colour more than a brown. Let's just pick that up because glue is leaking onto my desk. It's good stuff for cleaning your desk, that. Let's have a little look, see what these look like. Oh, very sparkly. Let's see what this one looks like. Obviously I might not go this big. I actually like the brown. So let's go with these sort of peachy ones. Let's go with 2 there. And then if I can get these out. And these would have come from either Temu or AliExpress. But I did delete my AliExpress account today because I got really annoyed with them over a parcel that went missing. So I'm not buying from AliExpress anymore. And it's a long story, but there were 5 things that I ordered and they were all in the same package, and Every lost them, and Every said they lost them. I had an email that said they lost them, and AliExpress refunded me for 4 of them. And weirdly it was like 2 of the cheaper things, and I bought some plant pots to go on a drain pipe. That was what I was getting as well, and they were like 10 quid. They refunded those straight away, but this one thing they refused to refund, even though it was in the same parcel. That was what annoyed me more than anything else. If it had been a parcel on its own, it would have been fine, but they didn't, and I had to go through PayPal in the end. So 3 months later I got my refund today, so I've deleted my account and I'm not buying from them anymore because that annoyed me. But that is card number 1. Let's put that. Come on, move over. Why don't you want to move? There we go. Yeah, I like those one gems. They're nice and sparkly. But that's card number 1, and I'm just going to get set up for card number 2. Okay, so for card number 2, I've got a piece of 6x12 cardstock, and I thought I would do like a cutaway card. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to cut this at 8 inches, and then I'm going to take this piece here and cut that at 2 inches. Now by using the 2 inches at the top and the bottom, it should mean that I'm able to hide that topper, I'm hoping. If not, we'll have to come up with a way of sticking that to the acetate and hiding that behind. I'm just going to take this now and score at 6. So that's the halfway point of my card. Let's just give that a good burnish down. Okay, so when we pop this back together, our card is going to go like so. Now I've got a piece, an offcut of acetate, and I'm pretty sure it's going to fit in this space. So it's exactly 6 and it's nearly 3. So let's just double check before. Yes, that's just going to cover that, so that's quite nice. Okay, so I'm going to use some red liner tape, super sticky. This is the best thing to use with the acetate, I find. And I'm not going to go too close to the edge because I want to be able to hide all this with my layers. So I'm going to pop a piece on the top and the bottom, and I will use a piece to stick my layers as well on the other side of this acetate. So again, not quite so close to the top. And then what I'm going to do is just peel a little bit of this back. And then I'm going to use my scissors just to burnish down that tape carrier. So we've got like a little tail. And this means I can just pop a little bit of tacky glue on there. So it will stick to the acetate. It just takes its time and it's not reliable, I don't think, over time. But let's just pop that nice and straight against there. And we can pop that down. And then we've got a nice neat finish there. And then this piece is super easy, if I can get that acetate to go up. So just making sure I've got that the right side. Yes, I have. So this cardstock has a sort of whiter and a darker side, so it's just making sure I match those up. So I can take all of the backing off there. Again, a little bit tacky, you could use your all-purpose if you prefer. And then we're just going to reconstitute our card back together by lining that up neatly with the bottom of my card. Now if you're worried about this moving or you're not confident, you can always use your low-tack tape from Hunkydory. Take that down and then just bring that across. And you can see it's just caught that at the bottom, so that's perfect. So now we've got our card back together. It's got a bit of strength to it, but obviously once we get the toppers on, that's going to give it even more strength. So let's come in now and pop these layers on. So the background of this card is going to be the insert. So I'm going to take my mini mat and just cut 2 notches off 2 of those sides, just to give me that fine white border around the edge that I like. I just think it makes the cards look nice and clean. And I would just make sure that goes nicely into there. That does. And then if I bring in the insert, so you could go with the papers, but I'm going to go with this lovely insert here. And you can cut that at 5 3/4. And I want it to be 5 3/4, but I do want to try and keep this in the middle if I can. Let's see, 5 3/4, where are we there? Let's go. So I'm just trying to centre it out a little bit. Okay, so that looks perfectly nice. And that should fit quite nicely onto there. Forgive my blade, it doesn't cut paper really well on here, but I will just give that a little trim, maybe with the guillotine, to tidy that up in a second. I forget about that all the time with this trimmer. So then these pieces here, we've got 2 by 6. So if I take 2 notches off the 6 and then turn that around and do 2 pieces that are 2 notches under the 2, and those should fit beautifully onto there. Got a nice piece left over for another day. And then I think what I'm going to do is bring in that same cardstock with that corner. If I can find it, there we go. So we're going to cut it down to 5 3/4. And then we're going to cut it at 1 3/4. So we're going to have that one going across the bottom there. And then 1 3/4. Yeah, 1 3/4. forward. So I'm not going to worry about that B. But that one is going to go across there. Like so. And we've still got a decent sized piece of card there, which having all those little ephemera bits means I've got somewhere else to use them. So let me grab my trimmer, my guillotine one, and let me just tidy up that insert. So all I'm going to do is just take the tiniest little bit off, just to neaten that edge. That's perfect. So you can see there's hardly anything there. Okay. I should have just cut it in that one from the start, but hey ho. So let's pop those to the side. We're going to work on the inside first of all. Now, I did say that this paper does work okay with the tacky glue, but I do prefer just to keep it with a dry glue in the corners with it being paper. And then I should have refilled this up, but I didn't, so I can come in with my alcohol glue. Let's put that on the side. Hopefully it's not going to leak again. And yeah, go that way round. Oh, there's hens saying hello to everybody. I was a bit annoyed today because well, I was waiting for some samples for to be picked up, Natalie's samples to be picked up from Hunkydory, and they knocked on the door, the postie knocked on the door, and then while he was in his cage, the yodel man came with my strawberry plants. So there's only one thing worse than missing one delivery, and that's missing 2 deliveries at once. Although he was fairly excited by the plants when he did see them. Okay, so again, because we've got this acetate on there, we probably would be okay. Actually, I'm not going to use that one. Let me just put that back on there. I'm just going to use my narrower one. So I've got this one that's like a real thin one. I guess like 3mm, something like that. And I'm just going to put a little bit. I'm not going crazy with it because pretty much the gold is going to be held in place here and here anyway, but I just don't want that to sort of flap. Sometimes when there's not a bit of glue somewhere, it just like flaps in an annoying way. So what I'm going to do first of all is just make sure that my layer is going to fit on nicely. And then the other thing I find quite helpful is using something with a deeper background. Go in the back, so it's a lot easier to see where this is supposed to go. I'm going to use my normal glues, just trying to stay away from that top piece where that acetate is. And then forgive the head if it comes in. Just pressing that into place, and then what I'm going to do is just rotate that around, do the same on this top piece. Actually, should have made sure that fits nicely. Yes, it does. And then again, all-purpose glue. A little bit of tacky, and then what I'm doing is just using the bottom part of the card just to move around and get into position, and having that darker colour underneath just lets you see where that white edge is, just makes you a little bit more accurate. But now, because we've got the acetate all hidden, you can see no workings behind, lovely clean card, we can now come in and pop our other 2 layers on. So I'm gonna still got more to say. Might be the kids next door coming home. It's about that time. And, Henry, shush! It's been very quiet the last couple of days. We swapped the dogs onto filtered water because the water, we thought the water had been making, well, particularly George ill. But he's been very quiet the last couple of days. Hens sleeping a lot. Okay, so we've got our little running rabbit. I might go with a little Hello Sunshine. I don't think there is any sentiments on the ephemeral one. Let me just double check. There's no sentiments on there. But what I might do is bring in, let's just pop you there. Let's make a plan. I really want to use these birds. I don't know if they're going to be too big. Yeah. So I'm going to use 2 birds. And I want to bring in, let's bring in this little butterfly as well. We'll have this one somewhere down there. And then we'll go with, I don't think I'm going to use that Hello Spring. I think I'm going to grab my little book of sentiments. Try not to knock everything over. This is the 2009 one. Let's see. Graduation, well done, you passed. The cream would be nice. Let's see what other colours we've got. Black is a bit too much. It's quite a nice one. Bravo, you did it with love. Let's see how much I've been using these now. Henry, shush, mate. Oh, thank you so much. It's kind of like a pale pink. Oh, but that's silver, so we can't use that one. This is why I end up with loads of little piles like that. Here we go, got it in the yellow. Thank you so much. Job done. Okay, that's the plan done. So we'll have our little birds at the top, we'll have our butterfly at the bottom, and that one there. Obviously we'll pop things up. But let's go ahead and pop our frame out. We're going to have to use, sorry about hens, it's very chatty today. I did tell him that Miss Lulu has been trying to talk to him, and he went so not impressed. Never really been interested in girls, to be fair. He was Pippin's mate. We'll put that with the flowers around at the top. In fact, he never got on with Poppy really. He used to have arguments with her because she was like, I'm the boss, and he was like, no one's the boss of me. And so they used to have little confrontations every now and then. Mostly they were alright, but every now and then. Okay, so that's where we're going to be. So I'm thinking I'm going to do all of the layers at these 1mm ones. So let's pop, that's there. It's a shame that it's hiding that bee, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. There we go. So we're just going to need a narrow piece along the bottom there and across the top there. So that's going to have to hold my card together. I'm not worried about that. These are really sticky pads, so they'll be fine. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, just popping these onto there. Now, if you are sort of worried about that sort of sticking on there, so I've gone a bit close there, let me just trim that. There we go. If you are sort of worried about there only being that little piece to hold that on there, what you could do is pop a foam pad in the middle, and then on the other side hide that with another little sentiment. Maybe that smile one on the inside would be fine. We'll use that little piece there, that's all we need. Okay, so let's pop this together. Now the difficult thing with ovals is getting them straight, oops, and folding them. You know, if you're trying to do like a twisted easel or something like that, and you're trying to fold them, find the halfway point, it's quite hard. Although saying that, you could always use these little pieces as a guide, fold those in half and find it that way. But let's see if we can eye it. So I'm going to put my card straight, give myself the best chance. Sort of thinking these are about the halfway point where that ends. And then we're going to pop that in and down. And then this one here, we could use that gold piece as a sort of guideline, but we know we're only going to get these little pieces on just so we can just pop those in. Nothing showing behind. Like I say, if you wanted to, I mean, you can see that's pretty well stuck on there, and it's not going to be really jogged about because of that acetate behind it, so it should be okay. Now what I do need is another piece of this pad, because we're going to use these little birds and we're going to pop these on. Now, do I want to go 2mm or do I want to go 1? Let's have a look. Yeah, I think we do need to go 2mm on those. So one pad straight in the middle. I'm going to use the new little pink tweezers. Just going to put his little feet on the top there. My sister's been feeding the birds at the front, so we did feed the birds at the back, but now we've got a rat, so she's given up on that idea. Let's go. So she feeds him out the front, but there's a pigeon that comes and spills all the food everywhere, and she gets, my sister goes crazy. She's taken to, it's like there's, I think there's about 4 or 5, 6 pigeons that come regularly, but they watch for her. They watch for her, and when they come down, they sit in the, because it's right in front of the kitchen window, this thing, and they look to see if she's going to come out and chase them. Okay, I think I'm going to pop that one onto there, and I've just used a 1mm pad because I changed my mind and popped that on there. And then this one will go 2mm pad on there, so we've got a nice piece of loft or lift. So again, tacky glue just to give me that little bit of wiggle room time, like you saw on that first card. I didn't quite have it as straight as I'd like, so it did give me that ability to give have another shot at it, basically. Little comfort blanket for me. But that is the card. I think we'll go with green gems on this one because we used the other ones on there, and I think I'm going to go with these slightly smaller ones. And I'm just going to go with, if my glue comes out, come on now, Oh, don't like to push it because once I did that and the whole lid came off and it was like blue swimming pool on my card. Disaster, darling. I watched too much Strictly. Not Strictly, is it? Yeah, it is Strictly. Craig. Oh, they're so shiny. I love these. And then I'm going to go with these smaller ones. So I'm going to go one big one, or biggish one. It's actually the same size as those. And then a smaller one. And I love these nail gems because they are super sparkly. Same as the diamond sparkle ones from Hunkydory. They are super sparkly as well. But that is going to be my card number 2. So you can just see some detail coming through from that insert behind. But you can also still use that as a normal card. And that will stand up. Difficult for me to show you without you seeing my hand in there. But that will stand on a shelf. So you'll have to look on Pinterest or Facebook if you want to see close-up pictures of that one. And how nice it looks. So I love those little birds up there. They're so cute. I don't know if I want to add a little butterfly to this one just because I can. Let's have a little look. Maybe we should come in with this one. Just one little butterfly. Just going to shape those little wings up. Okay, just put a little bit of a 1mm foam pad on there. I think what I'll do, we'll have a little look. I'm not even going to put any tacky glue on as a safety blanket. We'll just see where we want that to go. No, I'm thinking here. This little space. There we go. Now I'm finished. Okay, so those are my 2 cards today. Still like loads left on that sheet. I'll bring it out for you and show you. So obviously there's millions on there, but on that Plant a Little Happiness, we've still got those 2 round toppers. We've still got a Hello Sunshine, Plant a Little Happiness and Lovingly Handmade, and that tag with the little mouse and the trowel. I've still got that whole foiled piece of cardstock left, which is, you know, I mean, that in itself is a card. We could put some elements on this one just to jazz that one up a bit more. But you've got that gold and these little flowers. I mean, how cute are these? Like feature foil. Awesome. It's just awesome. I love it. But I will be back again with another set from this kit next time. But until then, thanks for watching and happy crafting. Bye.